So we have arrived at the beautiful Gisselfeld cloister, or the Gisselfeld Monastery. It is such a beautiful place, and for only 75 Danish crowns in entrance fee, we're going to experience all its glory. So stay tuned and find out what it is that we're going to see out here. This fine castle was first built in 1575, so it has a rich tapestry of history behind it, and let's see how much we can unravel while we walk out here, because I want to dig as deep as I can, but sometimes the histories are a bit hard to come by. The castle was built by Peder Oxe. He was Rigshovmester, which is, well, the equivalent of a prime minister of the day. It was built during the year 1547 to 1575, and he was in charge of it, but he got other people to build it. When Peder Oxe died, his wife Mette Rosenkrantz took over the castle and made it part of the Vallø castle concessions. So, yeah, it was not the end of the story. There's much more to come. When Mette died in 1588, the castle went to Peder Oxe's sister's daughter. Yeah, a little bit confusing. But she was called Karen Banner, married a guy called Henrik Lykke. Lykke was from a nearby farm called Overgaard. That is not where the fun begins, because the family was then seated there until 1661. So the Lykke family had their main seat at the castle until 1661, when catastrophe strikes. A great catastrophe that has great implications for the Lykke family. Because in 1661, Kai Lykke lost the castle. It was a devastating blow to the Lykke family. It was not to debt, it was not to gambling. No, he insulted His Majesty. A tremendous blow to the Lykke family. You don't insult His Majesty in Denmark. So he lost the Gisselfeld Castle, and it belonged to the crown from 1661 to 1670, where something great happened. The lucky part of the year 1670 was the castle got a new owner. It was Count Hans. He was awarded the castle for his achievements in the Swedish wars. What a prize to get a brand new or slightly used castle. But in 1688, his descendants sold it for mere coins. And the castle was sold to Adam Levin Knut. And the family had the castle until 1699. Yeah. Which you can sense by now is that this castle has changed hands ever so often. But in 1699, Christian V, the king, took the castle into his possession. He gave it to his son, Christian Golden Lion, or in Danish, Gyldenløve. A lot of trees here. Yeah, never mind. Unfortunately, Christian Gyldenløve died in the year 1703, so only 4 years after. But in his time, he set up a foundation to, keep the castle, to maintain the castle, and it is that foundation that has the castle today. So the longest owning family is not a family, it's a foundation. But nevertheless, it is still Christian Gyldenløve's descendants who runs the castle. It's just the foundation that owns it. That way they don't have the personal responsibility, and yet they do take it. The family is called Danish Skjold Samsø. Samsø, an island in Denmark, Danish Skjold, Danish shield. And yeah, the family has run it since 1703, which means the foundation is supporting the family, which means they are the longest running owners. Yeah. So after that long history of changing hands and all these kinds of things, we have to look at what you can experience out here. And is it worth the 75 Danish crowns in entrance fee? And then my microphone did stop working. It's beginning to be a running joke. But nevertheless, out at Gisselfeld, you will see the beautiful garden, the beautiful greenhouse, The winter garden, oh, it's such a beautiful thing. And the entire garden is split up into two. One is more natural, like with a waterfall. It's so beautiful, it's so serene, and you can really relax. Another is a little more maintained, a little more trimmed out, and it's a style. Both of them are styles. It is not badly maintained, any of them. It's actually quite beautiful. And these gardens give you such peace, such quiet. So is Gisselfeld worth a visit? Well, there's at least a playground. It's not much, but it is there. So when your kids get tired of walking in the park, looking at flowers, looking at the beautiful views, take them to the playground. It is near what was once the entrance. They're in the middle of building a new one, so yeah. It will be near the entrance when the new one is finished. So before we head to the next castle, is this castle worth the price? Yes. It's okay for 75 Danish crowns, but I will say this. There are parts of the garden that is more enjoyable than other parts. And furthermore, you should get out here on days where they have cultural events. Because they also have cultural events. They have concerts, they have exhibits, they have lifestyle fairs. So check out their website, I will link it in the description for all these kinds of things. They will write down there when there's the different things. And let's head on to the next castle, which you will find right there. So check it out, I for sure will.